Every morning in Santa Barbara is filled with hope. The gleaming Pacific Ocean in the distance and palm tree leaves swaying in the breeze are my pride as a resident of this city. I'm Carol Brown, an insurance company sales director living in this beautiful city with my husband and 8-year-old daughter. Weekday mornings are always busy. I wake up with the sunrise, grab a latte from Starbucks, and head to the office. This is my daily routine. Driving to work in my brand new Tesla from our home in the quiet residential Mesa district always makes my heart flutter. As my neatly trimmed blonde hair sparkles in the morning sun, I straighten the collar of my pantsuit, reminding myself that I need to deliver results worthy of my $120,000 annual salary. Everything will work out fine, that's my motto. Even in difficult situations, these words have always helped me stay motivated. Our angel, Lily, is a third grader at the private Montecito Union School. She's a picture of innocence as she gets ready in the morning, her long brown hair tied in twin tails, wearing her favorite pink dress. When she runs up to me with her innocent smile saying, "Mommy, I love you," it's my greatest happiness. Any work fatigue simply vanishes in the face of her smile. She especially loves baking and often spends weekends at her grandmother's house. Those times seem to be her treasured moments. My husband James works as a middle manager at a well-known local IT company, though he's always caught up in work. He's listed as the beneficiary of my life insurance, just in case. Even when he's tired from desk work, he never fails to drive Lily to and from school on weekdays, which is a tremendous help. I'm always grateful for his kindness in making time for family between his work commitments. And then there's my mother-in-law Martha. A former head nurse in the emergency ward, she now lives an elegant life in a luxury apartment in the Hope Ranch district. With her short gray hair and always dressed in high-end designer clothes, her gentle demeanor is like that of a Hollywood actress. She's the ideal mother-in-law who frequently visits to help with housework. She invites us for home-cooked dinners on weekends and kindly teaches Lily how to bake. She's truly someone we can depend on. Our family's daily life is busy but filled with happiness. Our monthly family dinner at Martha's luxurious apartment is a special time. Lily immerses herself in baking with her grandmother, I'm dedicated to my work, and James excels as a core member of his company. Each of us shines in our own place, bound together by warm ties in this peaceful and perfect family life. May in Santa Barbara is like heaven. The climate is mild, and every day is sunny. These happy days seemed like they would last forever. But who could have imagined that this peaceful life would turn into a terrible nightmare? One day at 7:30 p.m., I opened the front door with tired steps. I had returned home later than usual. An important client meeting had run long, and even my smart pantsuit showed signs of wear. The pain from my shoes rubbing told the story of a long day. I'm home. No response. The soft light of dusk streams through the living room window. The orange-tinted sky wraps the entire room in warmth. From the aroma diffuser on the table, a gentle lavender scent drifts through the air. Through the large windows, the Santa Barbara cityscape bathes in the sunset, creating a scene like a painting. When I flip the switch, the ceiling light gradually brightens. Thanks to the dimming system, the natural evening light and artificial illumination blend in perfect balance. The house is strangely quiet. Usually, James would be watching the news at this time, but today he's away on a business trip to the East Coast. Only the kitchen timer ticks away regularly, making the silence seem even more pronounced. I take off my high heels and enjoy the soft touch of the beige carpet soothing my tired feet. The hotel-like texture was one of the deciding factors when we bought this house. Just as I'm about to set down my bag, I hear small footsteps from upstairs. Those hurried yet clearly joyful sounds are unmistakably Lily's. The sound of her coming down the stairs grows gradually louder. The wooden stairs create a melody like a happy tune. Mixed with those sounds, I can sense careful footsteps, as if she's carrying something. Usually, Lily would rush down all at once, but today she seems to be coming down one step at a time, unusually cautious. Mom! Welcome home. Lily appears with a beaming smile. Her twin tails bounce as she moves. Her brown hair reflects the sunset light, almost appearing golden. Her cheeks are slightly flushed, filled with pride as if she's accomplished something. In her hands, she carefully holds a prettily decorated box with a ribbon. The light pink box is wrapped so neatly it's hard to believe a child made it. The satin ribbon is tied in a perfect bow. I made this for you, Mom. At Grandma's house. Lily's eyes shine with pride. Those eyes hold that special sparkle unique to children with a secret. Her cheeks are slightly red, filled with satisfaction from achieving something. There are slight traces of flour on the hem of her pink dress, but even that looks adorable. The small apron around her neck still bears traces of cookie making. My, what a lovely box. It's wrapped so carefully. My words make Lily's expression brighten even more. A gift filled with all the love an 8-year-old girl could muster. When I take the box, I feel it's heavier than expected. Inside must be treats made with all her heart. The weight of the box seems to tell the story of those feelings. Open it. Open it quickly. Lily's voice bounces with excitement. Her voice mixes with undisguised expectation and excitement. As I untie the ribbon, a sweet aroma wafts out. The smell of butter and sugar. But something feels slightly off. Opening the lid reveals heart-shaped cookies neatly arranged inside. The dough is baked to a light golden color and decorated with pink icing. It's clear that each one was made with love. Though the cookies are slightly uneven in shape, that only adds to the warmth of homemade treats. I worked really hard to make them for you, Mom. Grandma helped too. The recipe is special. Those words warm my heart. To receive such a wonderful gift in the midst of my busy days. I can feel Lily's love in each and every cookie. I want to eat them together with you, Mom. Try one first. Responding to Lily's expectant gaze, I pick up a cookie. It's lighter than it looks. The texture promises to be crispy. Taking a bite, the rich buttery sweetness fills my mouth. The baking shows definite skill. No wonder, with Martha's guidance. But something's off. At first, it wasn't noticeable, but a slight bitterness follows. It's a medicinal taste, unlike anything that should be in normal cookies. The discomfort gradually seeps into my core. Lily, did you eat these too? My voice trembles slightly. Yes. They're good, aren't they? I ate some too. Lily brings a cookie to her mouth as well. At that moment, the feeling of wrongness spreads throughout my body. The ceiling begins to warp, and my feet become unsteady. The room's warm lighting suddenly seems blindingly bright. "Mom, are you okay? What's wrong?" Lily's voice seems to come from far away. My vision gradually blurs, outlines becoming hazy. Even the warm evening light grows darker and heavier. The shadows on the wall seem to flicker ominously. I feel dizzy, my body. Before I could finish speaking, my body tilts as if pulled by gravity. The carpet's texture seems to wave like the ocean. In the distance, I think I heard Lily collapse as well. "Mommy." Lily's voice grows increasingly feeble. My outstretched hand grasps at air. As consciousness fades, the last things I see are scattered cookie crumbs on the floor and my child's profile illuminated by the orange sunset. Then, with the sweet aroma, everything sinks into deep darkness. When consciousness began to return, the first thing I noticed was the strong smell of disinfectant. I later learned that Mrs. Thompson, our neighbor, had been passing by our house during her evening walk and spotted us collapse through the living room window. Thanks to her immediately calling an ambulance, we survived. Mrs. Thompson's instinct that something seemed different than usual had saved us. The next thing that reached my ears was the steady beeping of the heart monitor. That sound continues to confirm my existence. Somewhere in the distance, I can hear the hurried footsteps from the nurse's station and medical staff voices. Opening my heavy eyelids, a white ceiling comes into view. The cold fluorescent light stings my retina. My throat is parched. My mouth feels like I'm chewing sand. When I try to move, I feel the four in my left arm. A blood pressure cuff is wrapped around my right wrist, tightening periodically. I can feel the weight of a pulse oximeter on my fingertip. My whole body feels as heavy as lead. Yet strangely, my mind is unnaturally clear. The hospital's sterile air seems to sharpen my confused thoughts. Soon, a middle-aged doctor in a white coat enters my field of vision. A doctor with a gentle manner but undeniable presence. "Mrs. Brown, are you awake? This is the emergency room at Santa Barbara General Hospital. I'm Dr. Martin." Emergency room. Why am I? Memories return in fragments. The evening at home. Lily's smile. The box of cookies. Sweet aroma. And sudden dizziness. Everything rushes back at once. Where's Lily? I try to sit up suddenly and am hit with dizziness. The heart monitor speeds up, and a nurse quickly rushes over. "Don't move so suddenly. Please take deep breaths." The nurse supports my back while gently admonishing me. I try to follow her voice, but can't suppress my maternal anxiety. "Your daughter is being treated in the next room. Please don't worry. She regained consciousness a little while ago, and her condition is stable," the doctor continues. "We've also contacted your husband. He's planning to return on the earliest flight from the East Coast." The doctor's words bring momentary relief. But the weight of the word treatment immediately raises new concerns. Why is treatment necessary in the first place? What happened? Tests detected large amounts of sleeping pills. They appear to have been mixed into the cookies. Both you and your daughter were in a state of severe drug poisoning. The doctor's words echo in my head. Sleeping pills. Cookies. I can't comprehend the meaning. It doesn't seem real. Or is this a nightmare? But the pain from the floor tells me this is undeniable reality. Just then, the sound of the hospital room door opening. 2 men in navy suits enter. Police badges on their chests. A heavy atmosphere flows into the room. Excuse us. I'm Detective Johnson from the Santa Barbara Police Department. The older detective inquires in a quiet voice. Though his manner is gentle, there's a sharp light in his eyes. The younger detective is taking notes in a silver binder. Are you able to talk? Yes. I'm fine. My voice trembles more than I expected. Where were the cookies made? My daughter, at my mother-in-law's house. As I answer, a sudden sense of wrongness hits me. Martha's house. What happened in that perfect mother-in-law's house? My thoughts spiral. Just then, hurried footsteps are heard from the hallway. The sound of heels sharply striking the floor. Carol. Are you all right? Martha rushes into the hospital room. Her usual elegant demeanor is subdued, her expression deeply colored with worry. Her gray cashmere cardigan is slightly disheveled, unlike her usual perfect appearance. But somehow, it seems theatrical. Under her worried expression, another emotion seems to lurk. I can tell the police. Mrs. Brown, the detective interrupts. His voice carries a slight wariness. First, we need to confirm the facts. Until then, could you please wait in the hallway? Martha's expression freezes for a moment. A slight crack appears in the perfect mother-in-law's mask. Just then, a nurse bringing Lily from the next room begins to explain the situation. The watch peeking from beneath her white coat sleeve shows 2 a.m. About 7 hours have passed since the incident. According to your daughter's testimony, she made cookies with her grandmother. All ingredients were newly purchased and made according to the recipe. However, she mentioned that her grandmother added a special ingredient. Lily nods slightly behind the nurse. Her face is pale, almost wax-like. But she seems fully conscious. Her pink dress is wrinkled and looks somehow strange under the hospital's fluorescent lights. Mom. I'm sorry. I didn't know. A trembling voice. Eyes wet with tears. Her small body shakes with apparent remorse. Upon examining the ingredients, we found traces of large amounts of sleeping pills mixed in, the young detective reports. Given the quantity used, this can't be considered accidental contamination. We must treat this as a clear case of intentional drug administration. At those words, the air in the hospital room freezes. Even the dripping of the floor sounds eerie. Martha, waiting in the hallway, raises her voice through the door. Surely. I have no idea about this. Yes, I did have sleeping pills in my kitchen, but surely someone. Just then, a conversation between hospital staff walking down the hallway reaches us. Though they're talking from a distance, their voices carry clearly in this silence. That Martha Brown, wasn't she the former head nurse in our emergency ward? I heard she was strict about medication management. With this incident, it seems a bit concerning. Come to think of it, there was some issue back then too. The voices fade away, but their echo heavily remains in the room. Martha's expression tightens for a moment. Under her perfectly applied makeup, her facial muscles twitch visibly. Inside me, unease begins to transform into certainty. The perfect mother-in-law. Ideal family relationships. Elegant lifestyle. Was it all fabricated? All an act? What's hidden beneath that mask? The heart monitor continues to beep, like a countdown to a time bomb. That sound seems to foretell what's about to unfold. Carol, you must be tired. You should rest. Martha's voice, as she re-enters the room, strikes me with unprecedented unease. Her eyes are like those of a predator watching its prey. Beneath the mask of the elegant mother-in-law I've known, another face peers out. That expression harbors a calculated cruelty. The police confiscated the remaining cookies as evidence for further investigation. Lily was taken to another room for questioning. I wait in the white hospital room for the moment when the truth will be revealed. Outside the window, Santa Barbara's night lights shine quietly. That light seemed to be watching over the collapse of our family. Morning of the third day after the incident. In a private room at Santa Barbara General Hospital, I was waiting for a report from the police. Last night, I had received word that the police, having obtained a warrant, had begun searching Martha's luxury apartment in the Hope Ranch district. What was hidden behind that elegant lifestyle? In the morning mist visible through the window, I continued waiting for that answer. Detective Johnson entered the hospital room with a heavy expression. He holds a thick file in his hands. The young detective stands behind him. Both of their usually calm expressions are disturbed. We found several crucial pieces of evidence in Martha's home. The detective carefully opens the file and takes out photographs one by one. The first photo shows numerous empty sleeping pill containers discovered in Martha's bedroom drawer. Boxes of powerful prescription sleep medications are neatly stacked. The next photo shows a suspicious figure captured by the luxury apartment security camera. Martha's figure mixing something in the kitchen at 2 a.m. And finally, numerous documents proving accumulated debt. Notices of high-end investment trust failures, foreclosure warnings, threatening letters from debt collectors. Everything showed another face hidden beneath the perfect mother-in-law's mask. We discovered that Martha had accumulated approximately $1 million in debt. Losses from failed investments. She had particularly significant losses in cryptocurrency investments. At those words, my heart pounds strongly. The heart monitor begins to show irregular waves. A nurse rushes over. "I'm fine, please continue," I wave the nurse away. Furthermore, we found a copy of your life insurance policy. The insurance amount is $3 million. The beneficiary is your husband, James. On Martha's computer, we found traces of her researching insurance payout conditions and payment periods. The detective opens another notebook. Martha's cell phone contains search histories about lethal doses of sleeping pills and methods to avoid detection. It seems she used her knowledge as a former head nurse to devise a perfect plan. Everything starts to connect. The truth hidden beneath the perfect mother-in-law's mask begins to reveal its ugly face. The luxury apartment, designer clothes, perfect appearance. It was all for show. Behind it all, she was drowning in catastrophic debt, and then we. The plan was meticulous, the detective continues. Martha was a former head nurse. She had extensive knowledge of medications. She planned to poison you and Lily, make it look like an accident, and use the insurance money her son would receive to pay off her debts. It seemed she intended to start a new life with the remaining amount. The detective opens another file. Martha began preparations a week before the incident. Security cameras recorded her measuring something in the kitchen late at night. She was likely measuring powdered sleeping pills into precise amounts. Then on the day of the incident, she mixed this special ingredient into the cookies along with the regular ingredients. Just then, there was a sound from the hallway. Turning around, we saw James standing frozen in the doorway. My husband, just returned from the East Coast, was watching us with a pale face. His casual suit was wrinkled, his tie askew. Exhausted and shocked, there was no trace of his usual dignified appearance. She did this. How could she? His voice was filled with bewilderment at this unbelievable reality. My heart aches as I watch my husband. I could see his world crumbling around him. Suddenly, the hallway became noisy, and Martha's voice rang out. Let go of me. I had nothing to do with this. This is all a misunderstanding. Her usual elegant way of speaking was gone, replaced by frantic screams. Her designer suit was now disheveled. Her perfectly styled hair was in disarray, and her makeup was smeared in places. It was as if her mask was peeling away. The cold sound of handcuffs echoes through the hallway. The image of the perfect mother-in-law was no longer there. Wait. This is a misunderstanding. James. Martha desperately calls out to her son. You understand, don't you? A mother's feelings. I was just trying to do what was best for the family. At those cries, James turned away. His profile was etched with deep sorrow and unbearable betrayal. Tears gleamed in his eyes. Even Lily, you tried to kill even your own granddaughter. Why, Mother? At James's trembling voice, Martha's expression freezes. A moment of silence. I had no choice. Martha's voice suddenly turns cold. Like a different person entirely. I was being chased by debt collectors, about to lose my elegant lifestyle, my pride, everything. This plan was my only option. That child. I didn't mean to involve her, but we couldn't have any witnesses, could we? At that confession, the air in the hospital room freezes. James leans against the wall, nearly collapsing. Be careful. The nurse rushes over. I too drag my forestand as I move toward my husband. In the next room, Lily was crying in a nurse's arms. Grandma, why did you hate me? That heartbreaking voice tore at my heart. An indelible wound had been inflicted on an 8-year-old girl's pure heart. As Martha was being led away by the police, she left one final message. It would have been perfect. If only that neighbor hadn't noticed. If everything had gone according to plan, no one would have known. It would have looked just like an accident. Those words echo emptily through the hospital hallway. The investigation report coldly records all the evidence. Martha's phone history. Late-night internet searches. Insurance amount confirmations. Records of researching sleeping pill effects. Numerous suspicious actions captured on security cameras. Everything had gone according to plan. Except for one unexpected element, a neighbor's warm heart. From my hospital bed, I watch our shattered family. The image of what I thought was an ideal family has crumbled easily. But James squeezes my hand tightly, and Lily smiles at me while wiping away her tears. This is our new beginning. A story of family renewal that will never give up, even when wounded. Outside the window, Santa Barbara's morning sun announced a new dawn. 3 months have passed since then. Santa Barbara's gentle autumn sunshine gently wraps around our new daily life. James showed his true tears for the first time on the day his mother's trial ended. "Mother will never come back," he whispered as he buried his face in my shoulder. A 15-year prison sentence. It meant the complete severance of her relationship with our family. Although he struggles with his mother's betrayal, a son's love isn't easily erased. He now attends weekly counseling sessions, facing his emotions. Lily is now immersed in a new hobby. To overcome her fear of baking, we started attending art classes as a family, and she discovered a love for painting. "Mom, look." The watercolor paintings she shows me always depict the three of us. The psychological counselor told us, through creative expression, her wounded heart is gradually healing. We received one letter from Martha through her lawyer. "This tragedy was caused by my pride and obsession. I will carry the sin of trying to destroy your lives forever." The elegant and arrogant tone was gone from those lines, conveying only deep regret. At her court appearance, Martha, dressed in gray prison clothes and without makeup, quietly acknowledged her crimes. "We can never return to our old life. But maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing." Last weekend, our family went to look at a new house. We decided to leave the Mesa district and start a new life closer to the ocean. "Let's make new memories," James surprisingly suggested. I was touched by his strength in facing and trying to overcome his trauma. As I look at the family picture Lily drew in the evening light, I think, sometimes the most terrible malice can come from those closest to us. But we overcame it and became bound by deeper ties. We found the form of a real family, not just superficial perfection. "Hey, shall we all make dinner together?" At Lily's innocent suggestion, James smiles gently. The reflection of our family in his eyes no longer contains doubt. This is the beginning of our new story. A story of a family connected by genuine love, even while carrying our wounds.